Look, I'm gonna tell you a secret. My first Elden Ring build wasn't very poggers, so to speak. I remember it like it was yesterday. Me and my friend both got Bloodhound's Fang, but he, however, didn't like it. So he gave his Bloodhound's Fang to me. And since power stancing was a thing, me, being the Dark Souls 2 connoisseur that I am, did all my playthrough running around with 2 Bloodhound's Fangs, very low poison defenses, and many other shitty choices for the build. Like, you would not believe how dog the build was for the time. I did level bigger though, up to 40, but yeah, shut up. The point is, we all make mistakes, right? And it's fun to look back and see what weird shenanigans we were up to when the game was fairly new, being that one of the reasons we made this short about Elon Musk's Elden Ring build. The other reason was that he's a complete goofball, but whatever, you get the point. He had a pretty bad build, and we quickly tried to explain in 60 seconds why that was the case, just to get some laughs out of it. Many of you like the short, but judging by the comments some, Elon lovers left, you would think we ruined their freaking lives with it. So that's cool. Are people this mad at Elon? I like how everyone pretends their first build was perfect. So lame to hate to this degree just because you don't like someone's politics? Who the fuck mentioned politics here, my man? What the fuck are you talking about? It's free advertisement for him. You really think he wastes his time with video games? Laugh cry emoji. You kids are broken. I mean, given his recent Diablo 4 and Path of Exile 2 controversy, where he was caught cheating and admitted to it on both games to look like a big boy gamer, I would say that he wastes more than time on video games.
And if you needed any more proof that Elon is 100% boosted, he was playing the game today inside of maps blasting, while simultaneously on a X space talking to like some far right-wing part of some German government, I don't know, some political bullshit. Okay, I guess he's just that much of a god gamer.
He clearly spends money for someone to boost his accounts and emotional investment to make people believe he has enough hand-to-eye coordination to not play like a toddler.
A lifetime of playing video games. At one point I was, maybe one of the best Quake players in the world.
You're actually like a world-class, incredible video game player.
Yeah.
Paragon board and the build, you're also an innovator there.
Yeah, I've played a lot of video games.
You think about like StarCraft, any game where a lot of people are playing, to rise to the top, you have to be exceptional, period, as a human being.
Yeah.
There has to be something exceptional about you.
Yeah.
There are tons of videos out there that explore this drama and show tons of evidence proving that Elon did fake his status as a god gamer in those games. You can find plenty of these videos on YouTube and have a jolly laugh at his crash out when he finally got caught. Surely not insecure man-child behavior. But regardless, that's beside the point. We are not here to talk about Elon. He's an awkward goofball who wants to make people believe he's not an awkward goofball. Case closed on that matter. No. We are here to talk about his build, his glazers, and their comments.
What?!
And for the record, I despise the term glazing because it's used by non-intelligent people to simply dismiss any sort of argument or criticism. But there is no better way to call them, so that's what we're gonna go with. One thing that I noticed about these people is that they got really mad at the fact that we are discussing Elon's build's flaws. At all. To them, it's as if we took the Holy Grail and just poured Blue Prime inside it and drank it while singing The Devil Went Down to Georgia. It was a fucking sin.
Hey, Maria!
God forbid a guy picks up all the cool shit and put it on at once. You know, cool is pretty subjective. Personally, I don't think that looking like a Burger King Kevin is the coolest thing in the world, nor do I think Elon did either. He clearly just equipped what he thought was best for his build and rolled with it. It just turns out that the combination he chose makes for a pretty dog build. Nothing wrong with that, and nothing wrong with pointing out its flaws either. Oh no, the richest man in the world plays games for fun instead of spending his life obsessing over the details of a game. Wow, señor sarcasmo te dicen. You can be rich, not obsess over any intricate details, and still make a build that doesn't make you look like it's the first time you looked at pixels on a screen. They are not mutually exclusive things. And for the record, there'd be nothing wrong with playing like it's the first time he got his hands on video games, if Elon wasn't constantly trying to convince us that he's a god gamer.
At one point I was, maybe one of the best Quake players in the world.
I suppose being rich runs in the background for him. Being a god gamer in the eyes of the masses goes first. People's whole lives dedicated to hating on a billionaire with more important shit to do than video games. What a world. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but making a short or a passing comment on Elon's Elden Ring build seems pretty far from dedicating your life to hating. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch, if you ask me. And I don't really like to repeat myself, but from the looks of it, it would seem that video games are very important to him, or at least the way the masses perceive him as a gamer.
Are you in the top 20 in the world, or
Yeah.
top 20? Wow, in Diablo.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a hunch. So, yeah, you better not talk about Elon's build, or atheist Reddit will hear about it. I don't know if it's because they think Elon is above criticism, or if discussing the shortcomings of someone else's effort in a video game in a lighthearted way triggers their inner insecurities, but whatever the reason is, the bottom line is, it annoys them. So, we are going to discuss Elon's build more in depth, because there was only so much I could scrutinize in a 60-second short. Elon's starting class is a prisoner. We found that out by matching his stats and level with the initial stats of the prisoner's starting class. He never leveled Faith nor Arcane, so it was pretty easy to tell. In the screenshots shared on X, he seems to be in mountaintop of the giants, so fairly into the late game, we could say. He's level 111, and without his stat boosting gear, he has 26 vigor, 38 mind, 18 endurance, 11 strength, 20 dexterity, and 62 intelligence. His total vigor, with no boosting equipment, is exactly 833. And if you are a regular of the channel, you should know that having low vigor is absolute dogshit. But it doesn't end there. Elon is wearing the Twin Sage Glintstone crown, also known as the Burger King mask. He's wearing it because Elon has a very big brain, and he realized that the Burger King mask gives you 6 additional intelligence points. However, it also reduces your maximum vigor and stamina by 9%. That's not good, because that leaves him with 758 HP. No bueno. Y por cierto, no se dice no bueno cuando se habla en español. Se dice que poronga. But no matter, Elon is a smart boy, so he made sure to compensate for this with the Crimson Amber Medallion +1, which increases his HP by 7%. Not quite there yet, and we still have the stamina penalty. But that's fine, because Elon has Radagon's Sword Seal, which gives him 5 additional stat points in vigor, endurance, strength, and dexterity. In fact, he's so big-brained that now that he's using Radagon's Sword Seal, he's able to wield Moonveil and the Brass Shield effectively. Quite the big gamer, poggers. Fuck. But oh wait, what's this? 15% damage penalty when using the Sword Seal? Oh. I don't think that's good, considering he has only 1009 HP and mountaintop enemies hit quite hard. But silly waifu, I hear you say, 15% more damage doesn't matter. He clearly doesn't plan on getting hit, so vigor is pointless. I don't think that's what he intended, considering he's using heavy armor and the Crimson Amber Medallion +1, which has the sole purpose of increasing your vigor. Although considering his choices, I would say that Radagon's Sword Seal is more than needed. Elon is barely under his equip load limit. This is the reason why he's moving as if he had a sack of potatoes up his ass, and it's also the reason why he fat rolls. However, if he were to remove the Sword Seal, he would be overloaded. He would not be able to roll or even run. It's not only that he requires the Sword Seal at level 111 to wield Moonveil and the Brass Shield, his entire build's existence depends on it. That's on, like, a whole nother level of incompetence, if you ask me. And remember the shield that some players claimed was only in his inventory for display, but he doesn't really have it on soft swap? Well, if he were to remove that shield from his equipment slot, he would still be overloaded. There's nothing wrong with that, but you cannot objectively say that it's a good way to plan your build. Speaking of stats, his stat distribution is pretty subpar in terms of efficiency. I mean, I guess it's understandable because we all did the same thing at some point and not many people knew about soft caps and whatnot. Wait, are soft caps real though? Because according to this this Elon fan, they are not. I'm not even gonna bother to read this literally abomination, by the way. You're right. there are no soft caps. The wiki is written by egotistical know-it-alls who want people to stay nerfed. They're the same bosses who also say not to invest in HP and Arcane. Screw the people who say there's a soft cap, and go 99 in any attribute you want.
Excuse me, what?
You know, I was expecting to read dumb takes in the comments section of this short, but holy shit! It's as easy as observing the diminishing returns Bigger has after 60 points. I don't think I have to say anything else. This could very well be one of those epic troll comments, but sometimes it's super difficult to differentiate absolute idiocy from a troll comment, so whatever. Act like an idiot, get treated like one. Briefly stepping into the other side of the spectrum, some gamers in the comments claim that he didn't really put much thought into the build. He simply tried to make himself in the game by leveling intelligence and mind. But I think what sells the point that this is supposed to be him is the fact that he has 3 spirit summons at the ready. Nothing screams Elon Musk better than being individually incompetent in the field and relying on more qualified people to do the heavy lifting for you. Sorry, I just had to make that joke. I hope I didn't make any of his supporters mad. And now that we mentioned his supporters, you would think all of them will try to excuse his build and explain why it's not bad, but the only thing they can talk about is money.
Give me your money.
The richest man that works in government doesn't have time to get good at video games. Wild. I can't really say I'm familiar with his schedule, but he certainly seems to have the time to hire people to play for him and tweet a lot. Not really the point of the short, nor what we should be discussing, but you seem to go there for some reason, so I just followed. You may laugh at his build, but he laughs at your bank account. Ha! Checkmate, poor person. You think so? Because that would imply that he laughs at non-wealthy people in general, which is kind of a childish trait, if you ask me. He would be even laughing at you, unless you're also a billionaire, which I seriously doubt. But hey, if you wanna believe you're mocked by the person you're trying to defend, go off, I suppose. Dude, conquer things in the real world that dorks play in this game will never come close to themselves. Great job. At least you can dominate Musk in a video game. Indeed we can. Alright. I know what you're thinking. This can't be it, right? Not every Elon defender in the comments section must be a total imbecile. And to be fair, no. Not all of them. Some people actually have media literacy and focus on the topic at hand instead of jerking off to Elon's pockets. The most common excuse I've seen are people calling Elon's build a glass cannon build. For those of you who don't know, a glass cannon will be a character that deals insane amounts of damage while sacrificing survivability. So let me check the first comment I saved touching upon that.
You can always just say that as a female, you are an ignorant tourist that doesn't know what a glass cannon blaster caster is.
I see you want to unleash the beast. First of all, glass cannon builds in Elden Ring are possible, but unnecessary. You can level Vigor up to 60, which is the recommended amount, and then create a build that can one-shot people without sacrificing survivability at all. Second, if Elon really wanted to make a glass cannon build, then he did an awful job at it, with you being equally awful at the game for not noticing it. A real int-oriented glass cannon at his level and location would look like this. First, get rid of the unnecessary heavy armor and shields, replacing it with clothes that allow you to light roll. Second, since he's relying on not getting hit, the ritual sword talisman obtained in Altus Plateau would be his main damage boosting talisman, as he would always be at maximum HP. Then the magic scorpion charm, then the Graven Skull Talisman, and then the God-free icon for charged spells. The Magic Shrouding character increases his magic damage even further, and the Windy Crystal tier increases his light roll iframes. His Vigor should remain untouched while increasing his intelligence up to 77, with Renala's Banana Hat giving him 3 extra points to reach the 80 points soft cap. He should have the minimum stat requirements for Moonveil in strength and dexterity, while the rest should go to mind and endurance. I would not recommend using this build at all, but it's certainly more glass cannoning than whatever the fuck this is. Sorry for the rambling though, didn't mean to cast blast your ass with so much information. Trollodita. Alright, but seriously, not everyone is an idiot. This guy here, for example, tries to talk about the subject in a civil manner, so let's take a look. He is heavy rolling, but if he's a mage, he keeps his distance and shoots from afar. He even states that he lowers the load when he needs fast rolls for Probably bosses. I don't see any reason to be on heavy load at any point. If he supposedly keeps out of range, then what need does he have for armor and a bigger talisman? You could argue that being on light load allows him to keep his distance more easily, so we still have a very poor build choice here. Spells scale with intelligence, so getting as much intelligence is pretty understandable. I wouldn't expect a player to know about soft caps without watching guides or wikis. The hat also gives intelligence, giving more damage. That's true, more intelligence gives him more damage, but he's sacrificing insane amounts of survivability when he clearly doesn't have the intention nor skill to compensate for it. And the extra intelligence the hat provides stands for marginal amounts of extra damage. Like, in this case, the difference is only 32 damage points. So you are sacrificing 9% of your HP and stamina for a measly 32 points of damage. And this is not some weird, obscure fact. You can literally test it in less than a minute. I wouldn't call Radagon's Seal a bad option either. It's giving you more health, damage with strength or dexterity weapons. His Moonveil, for example, gets an increase, and with that, he has heavy armor to reduce incoming damage, so it's as if he was taking a normal amount. The only thing Radagon's Sword Seal is doing in Elon's build is preventing him from being overloaded and allowing him to be able to use Moonveil and Brass Shield, things that are perfectly achievable with a tiny bit of stat management. The damage increase on his Moonveil is absolutely marginal. If he didn't need the Sword Seal to use the weapon and he had the base stats covered by himself, he would only gain 12 AR on his Moonveil. That's only 8 more damage per swing. Hell, he doesn't even need the Sword Seal to gain full access to Moonveil, he just needs to two-hand the weapon. And he may have heavy armor to reduce incoming damage from the Sword Seal, but he's still fat rolling. If instead he used the Scaled Armor and Graveyard Arsenal, both obtainable by the time you get to Mountain Top, he would take the same damage and have mid-roll. Again, he just made bad choices. Equipping 2 shields might be overkill, but these two have different resistances. One has 40-50% against all damage sources, the other has 71% resistance to magic and 20-30% to other sources. If he's already at max equip load and heavy rolling, it won't matter if he throws one of them away. The only reason it doesn't matter is due to the snowball effect of all of his other fuck-ups. And if he just stands away from danger like you said in your first point, what does he need the shield for anyway? He has 3 summons in consumables because he might have wanted to use the one he needed according to the situation he's in. You know, having a choice is good. You either summon a group for one slow heavy hitter or Nightbro Oleg when there are a lot of small ones. I mean, if you already have Oleg, I don't think you're going to need any other regular summons for anything else. The only others I think would make a difference are Tish and Mimic Tear, but then again, he doesn't have those. This comment was pretty refreshing. It was great to not read mindless gawking like a lot of the other comments were. I think most of the interactions we received on that short can be summed up as simple fanaticism. I honest to God can't understand how people could even manage to mix politics into a fucking short talking out an Elden Ring build. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? O sea, tenés el lóbulo frontal tan poco desarrollado que se te hace imposible separar dos tópicos que no tienen absolutamente nada que ver el uno con el otro. A soft reminder after you have criticized his Elden Ring build. His real life and yours are light years apart. He can fix his build, but you cannot be the richest man who has a rocket ship, flamethrower, and electric car company. Sincerely, from a Dex user.
Okay.
I don't think him being able to fix his Elden Ring build is even true though, considering his recent gaming controversies, and I cannot see how talking about his in real life stuff helps him in any way regarding his build. Perdón, escribí el resto del libreto en inglés, pero la verdad que me hinché la argolla de hablar en inglés y simplemente voy a decir el resto en español y le voy a poner subtítulos. Dejen de defender a la gente que les cae bien ciegamente. O sea, la build de Elon es mala. Ya está, no tiene nada de malo. No cuesta nada aceptar que es mala y decir, sí, la verdad que es un poquito mala, le salió bastante como el orto la build. Ya está, no cuesta nada aceptar que la build le salió mal y listo. ¿Por qué defenderlo a capa y espada como si el tipo fuera incapaz de cometer errores? Y no solamente saltan a defenderlo como si el tipo fuera incapaz de cometer errores, sino que también hacen afirmaciones sobre su carácter que no saben si son verdad. Como esos que dicen que no le importan los jueguitos. Bueno, sí, le importan los jueguitos. Claramente le importa mucho los jueguitos. O sea, están haciendo afirmaciones sin fundamento sobre una persona que te vio la cara de pelotudo y te quiso hacer creer que es bueno jugando juegos para sentirse mejor. Si quieren un consejo, no pongan las manos en el fuego por una persona que no conocen y que muy probablemente esa persona no pondría pondría las manos en el fuego por ustedes tampoco. Y menos por algo tan estúpido e inconsecuente como una build de Elden Ring. Tengan un poco de dignidad, por favor. Recordarle al resto de la gente que ve el short que el tipo es millonario tampoco va a hacer nada para que su build deje de ser una poronga. O sea que simplemente están hablando por hablar, están quedando como unos idiotas y no cambian nada. Y nada, los quiero mucho. Chao.